Like I want my hair to look effortlessly. Ugh, why can't I say effortlessly? Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. I hope you are doing well. So in today's video I will be sharing with you my Sisterlock braiding techniques. I have three main reasons why I braid my hair, and they all require slightly different techniques, so that's what I will be sharing with you today. So let's get into the video. So I have three main reasons why I braid my Sisterlocks. First being to stretch and to reduce frizz, second to style, and third to wash. So first we're going to start off with stretching and reducing frizz. This doesn't really apply to me at the moment because I'm kind of past the frizziness stage, but I'm still going to show you guys because it was actually a very important process in my Sisterlocks becoming more mature. So first things first, no spritzing your hair. I know some people like to spritz their hair before braiding to give it that kind of curly braid out type style, but for this we are trying to stretch and reduce frizz. So what does water do to our hair? Makes it frizzy, ladies and gentlemen. So cancel the water, put that spray bottle down right now. Okay, we're going to be doing medium to large braids. If you have shorter locks, you will probably need to do smaller ones. So once you have your section, we want to loosely start to braid at the root. I know we're trying to stretch our hair, but this is honestly a very, very important part, because if you do a tight braid from the root to tip, I'm telling you, you will regret it. You will most likely get tension bumps, you will get itchiness and just general irritation. So let's start gently at the root to maybe a quarter or half the way down your hair. After this loose section, this is where you teach your hair who is boss. This is where you want to be adding a lot of tension. So for every handover of the braid, I want you to run your fingers down the length of the hair to pull your Sisterlocks into the most stretched position possible, and then lock them into the braid once you're done. And then you want to continue this all the way down to the end, unless you have Sisterlocks that are prone to separating while you undo your braid. So because we're going to be doing these braids every single night, you want to make sure that you're not undoing all of the hard work that you're putting in. So if you find the individual strands within one lock become separated at the ends when you undo your braid, then you'll want to braid your hair as I've just shown, but stop just before your curly ends begin, and you can use a teeny tiny elastic band to make sure that your braid doesn't unravel during the night. So with this method, hopefully your curly ends will stay together and form maybe like a little bulb shape, which helps to seal off the end of your Sisterlocks and stop them from unraveling. So now for the next day, you've woken up, it's bright and early in the morning, and you want to take your braids out. If you have an elastic band around your curly ends, you can delicately try to take them off without using scissors to cut them out. I would only recommend this if you have the time and patience for it. If you rush, it will get caught, I'm telling you now. And I think we all know what happens when you get an elastic band stuck in your hair and it just rips and rips and rips. So if you do not have the time or the patience to do that, then I suggest just grabbing a pair of scissors and also carefully cutting them out. And once again, if you can restrain yourself, then do not spray your Sisterlocks. You might just undo the whole night's worth of stretching by adding moisture to it in the morning. So definitely avoid moisture when you're in this frizzy stage. But if you did braid your hair all the way down to the end, make sure that you separate your locks and do not pull them apart. So grab your finger, your handy little tool, and run it down the center of the braid and apply a little bit of pressure so the locks just naturally come apart. Do not grab each side of the lock and pull and pull and pull, because that is just undoing all the hard work that you've put in. You might as well have just not bothered braiding your hair. So remember, separate with the finger, do not pull apart. So that is my main braiding techniques to stretch and reduce frizz. Onto my braiding techniques to style my hair. So you may or may not be happy to know that you are allowed some water in the styling process of your Sisterlocks, unless your loctician has specifically advised against it. So you want to spray your hair almost section by section. So spray this section and braid it up, spray this section and braid it up, and make your way around. So unlike the technique that I just showed you, we want to have small to medium sized braids. And a trick that I found is to do slightly rounded edges. So where you have your middle parting or side parting, for example, those edges will be straight, of course, but for the rest of the partings I like to do a slight curve. So when you take your braids out the next day, you can't see where there is a definitive line between one braid and the other. I want my hair to look effortlessly curly, like that's just my hair texture, it's all kinky. So when I see that little line of scalp, I'm like, oh, this is not the look that I'm going for. It's really not. So that's how I came up with the rounded edges technique. So there's always going to be some hair laying over the top of your parting. And another quick tip that I have is to braid your hair in the direction of the style that you want to achieve, and to separate the hairstyle sections the night before. For example, if I wanted to do a middle parting, I would find my middle parting from the night before and braid either side of that, so my hair naturally falls down in that direction when I take my braids out. And it's the same for a side parting, or if you're doing a specific hairstyle like I don't know, half up half down like this, I would pre-section my hair from the night before and braid this front section backwards and this back section downwards. I think it really makes a difference, because when you do put your hair into that style, it looks like it's just naturally just, oh, I've just woken up and my hair has just fallen into this fabulous updo. So we have our water, we have our small rounded sections. So following on from my last technique, we will be continuing to do the loose then tight braid. We still do not want tight edges here, and I actually think it helps to make the braid out look better, to be honest. If you have a super tight braid from the root to the tip, when you take out that braid, you're gonna see it all gathered up where the center of the braid was, if you get what I mean. Right at the root, it's gonna like come together, and it just makes it even harder to get that non-braided look, like that kind of effortless, I just woke up like this look. Right, now you have your hair all braided up into the style and positions and directions that you want. Sometimes if I really want to lock in those curls, I will blow dry my braids. Not like a full-on blow dry, but I'll use it on the low warm setting just to let them marinate, you know. To be honest, I don't really know what it does, the science of why blow drying my locks makes the curls come out better, but I just know that it works. So if you are a person that doesn't mind blow drying your locks a little bit, then I would suggest that. But honestly, if you do not blow dry your locks, they're not going to come out straight the next day. They will still be kinky and curly. So now onto the next day, or however many days you've left it in. We want to take them out. Again, separate with your finger, do not pull them apart. Some people, including myself, like to spritz a little bit of water to make the hair a bit more malleable and easy to style. But if you were looking for volume in your curls, I would suggest not using water, because they do make the curls drop a little bit. But I prefer my curls to be more bouncy rather than volumized. So those are my braid out tips that I use to style my hair. Now onto my hair washing techniques. So to wash my hair, I still use braiding and bundling. I know my Sisterlocks at this big old age of 2 years, but I tried to work my way down. So I went from 8 bundles to 5, and that was really good. I tried 4 bundles and one or two of the little edges slipped a tiny little bit, and like this scared me straight. I was like, okay, I'm going back to 5 bundles, that's it. I'm sure it would be fine if I just wash my hair normally without bundling, because a few others like at the back and sides did slip out as well, but they were totally 100% fine. So I know that it's probably gonna be okay, but it just terrified me. I was like, what if I wash my hair and then I look in the mirror and I just have an afro or something? The whole thing's unraveled. Obviously very dramatic, but it could happen, it could. Anyways, I am currently on 5 bundles. I do 1 here, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Of course, if you have shorter hair or if you have baby locks, then I do not recommend 5 bundles. I think I started out with like 8, 9 or 10, something like that. So make sure you start off small, and then as your locks mature and are able to withstand larger bundles, then you can progress up or progress down, I don't know. So we want medium to large sections. You want to make sure that your fingers can actually get underneath the braid, and if you thought we were doing loose roots before, we are doing even more loose roots this time. We really want to make sure that we can give our scalp a good cleaning while still in their bundles. So you want to continue this loose braid all the way to the end, and once you're there, hold on to it tight and grab a colourful rubber band, tie it round once and then flip the edge over, making sure that you trap those curly ends in that second loop of the rubber band. This is a really important part. This tiny little piece of rubber is what's stopping your whole sister lock from unraveling. So make sure it's on there nice and tight and that all of your locks are held down. And for very at-risk locks, so the ones that are most likely to come out during the wash, for me that is around my edges here, you're going to want to do a smaller braid with maybe 6 or 7 other more well-established locks. This is to give those locks that are at risk some structure and support, and once you've done your supporting braids, you can add them to one of your main bundles. And now it's time to wash. Of course, you need to be gentle with your hair, especially with young sister locks. So grab your bundle and gently rub in one direction. Please do not do this or just like, don't, no, gentle, like you're giving your brain a massage. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, this is not a hair washing tutorial, I just got a little bit carried away. So when you return to your boudoir and you want to take out your bundles, make sure that you are careful. The reason why we've got bright coloured elastic bands is so that you can see them when you're taking them out, and it makes it easier to cut them out if you need to. And that is my hair braiding and bundling technique. Maybe everything that I've said you already knew and you're like, why on earth did I watch this video? But hopefully for those people that didn't know 1 or 2 things that I was saying, this helps. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and want to see more from me. And of course you can follow me on Instagram as well at Zarita. But that's all for today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, no, afternoon. It is afternoon, isn't it? Yeah. I'm joking, I have no idea. I will see you in my next video. Bye.